Hi traders, this is Andrew and I'm looking at the dollar CAD. This is the daily chart we've got up at the moment, and the first thing I want to do, you can see we've had a rally and a drop. I want to draw fibs on this level, so from the very low up to the very high. You can see the swing, we've retraced 38.50, currently sitting around the 62 area. If we take a horizontal line, we just drop it down from the top and we move down slowly. You can obviously, we've blown through the 38, the 50, the 62. So around this area here, you see the 62 lining up with this area of support in here. Otherwise slightly lower into that 70.7. So around this area here looks pretty interesting. If we move over to the 4-hour chart, here again, let's just do the same thing from the very low to the very high. We draw Fibonacci retracement. Okay, and we're looking for potential confluence. So if we drop this horizontal support resistance down, you can see obviously we're taking the 38 level out, 50 level out, the 62, we're currently stalling around there. So this is an area we could definitely look for potential patterns, otherwise slightly lower. I really like this level here. You see this around the 70.7, we've had some nice wicks around here, hold this resistance, then came back, hold this support, and then we've taken a leg to the upside. This area right here, you see this gap also tells me that we could very much see a decent move around here. Okay, if we come back, so anywhere between this area here, we could find a possible trading opportunity. Remember, we're not trying to just trade as price hits the level. Okay, we're looking for patterns around these areas. So around this area here, we're looking for possible patterns. So we're still dropping pretty heavily here. Nice little down move on the smaller time frames. We just draw this fib in here. So we're looking at the same swing on the daily, 4-hour and hourly, and if we just drop this down, okay, you see the 62. It doesn't really look that interesting on the hourly chart. Okay, we've got a pretty open leg here in terms of support resistance. I fancy this area here. Now we could very well see a pattern form here. Okay, higher time frames looks pretty good around that level. Let's just pop an area in there. If we just go back and look at that, you see this area in here, that looks pretty good right there, but this leg here looks pretty open in terms of consolidation. So right here where we have this consolidation is where I would be looking and putting sort of more emphasis on this area. Okay, but the nice thing about this is we just wait for price to actually prove to us that it's going to stall. Okay, that's what's really good about this way of trading. We're not trying to guess which level is going to hold. So I reckon around this 98, 95 area could be of interest if price gets down there. So let's just move this forward. Okay, so we've had a nice spike down, and you can see this level once we've actually closed. If we zoom this up here, look how we close below this level, comes back, test this area as resistance. We've now taken another leg into this area right here, which is quite interesting. If we have a look at the smaller time frames here again, depending on how you are able to trade in terms of time frame, do you want to be you're stuck in front of the charts day trading, or do you want to be taking a sort of a longer term swing trade approach? You can just look for different patterns on different time frames. So we're now currently hitting this area here. You can see I've marked it off 98, 93 level. We're starting to rally now. Before I do anything on this, I really would like to see this little swing high taken out. Okay, so that at least we're making a higher high before we start doing anything else. Okay, so we're still very much in a downtrend. Let's just follow along and see what happens. So prices now, you can see we're making higher highs, higher lows. We'll just see what happens, and now moving lower. We've broken above here ever so slightly, but still nothing in terms of patterns that I'm interested in. Okay, so now we've taken out this low right here a little bit. You can see double bottom, and now we've just spiked a little further. Okay, and the whole time this is going on, I want you to follow through on the other higher time frames, like a 4-hour chart. What's the candle actually doing? Hourly chart, what is price doing here? Is it giving any sort of signs in terms of weakness, of strength, etc., etc.? Okay, so we've had a little pop up here, and what this currently looks like is a possible head and shoulders. This is maybe a left shoulder. This is the head. You can see how we've taken the lows out. It's still taking the lows out, so it's still valid as a potential head. And now we've rallied and we've taken out this high right here. So what I'd like to do is draw some fibs on this swing up. Just see if we can get something lining up. Now, it's pretty interesting here, this 886 area lining up with that left shoulder. That's how I like to teach this. I'm more focused in on this swing here on the left than I am on an actual fib. Okay, just seems to be more reliable in terms of price filling. So let's have a look at this. We mark this area here. Now you could definitely take in the 79 level. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, also got a little base of support here again. Not a bad level at all. But like I said, personally, I like to look in around that left shoulder equal right shoulder. And if I trace this out, let's just trace this out for you guys. So we've got a potential left shoulder. This is the head. You can see how we drive lower here. Now we've rallied and we've taken out the high here. Okay, now if we pull back and we pull back right down to this base, that could definitely be a good buying opportunity. And I'm just going to move to a 5-minute chart to see a better view of what's going on here. So we're starting to move down here a little bit. What I want to do is I want to go to our platform. Okay, here's the terminal, and we've got a new pending order. I want to place an order around 98, 93 level. Okay, we're currently dealing with a 4 pip spread. So 98, 93, 97 with the spread. So 98, 97 looks pretty good. Remember, price actually moved down to 93 in order for you to get filled. So make sure for buying entry, especially limit orders, you take the spread into account. Now, in terms of stops, the stops on the head and shoulders patterns, I will place just below or above the head of the actual pattern. Okay, so here's the head. 98, 90, so let's go in at around 98, 85 to 88, 98, 98, 85. Okay, so it's about 12 pips of risk. And we'll place that and see what happens. And in terms of profit potential, the first area we're really going to struggle to, if we get you, and this is worthwhile taking profits around here, is definitely around this 98.13. Now in terms of profits, is about 16 pips. Alright, so you're looking at 12 pips of risk, 16 pips of profit. It's not massive, but it's definitely something we could look at. Here's the hourly chart, finding resistance around that level we spoke about from the daily. Okay, so let's move this forward and see what happens. Okay, so finding support around that 79 area, 70.7. Okay, breaking down. Okay, so we've just been taken in. You can see we've just pinged this level here, the 886 fib, left shoulder equal right shoulder. So let's follow this along and see what happens. And as I said, once price starts to break slightly higher, I definitely want to get some risk out. So what I'm going to do now, once we've started to break this high right here, I'm going to reduce the risk on this trade right up to 98 and 89. Okay, so 89. Just modify that and change that to 89. Okay, so we currently have 8 pips of risk in the trade, and let's follow this along and see what happens. The price is slowly starting to move up, and this is an area here we could definitely look for profit targets. There's currently 18 pips. We just popped the highs here. Watch your hourly chart and keep an eye on that 4-hour chart as well. Okay, just watch your candle patterns. See this area of resistance up on the left hand side. This is still a problematic area until we actually close above and we hold. Okay, price is breaking back down. Okay, we've just had a spike back in. Let's see, we'd like to see these highs. You see these highs here, guys? We want to see price continue the up move. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to get the stop right up to break even. We're currently 17 pips up. So we want to put us in at 98, 97. Okay, So here again, depending on your objective, you could definitely scale out if you wanted to. What I also, if we break these highs, I want to reduce the risk or move the stop up right above this swing low here, just to lock in some profits. Okay, so we've now moved above this level. I want to move the stop up just below here, 99.07 area. 907. Currently 20 points up, 21 pips up. We could definitely take profits here if you wanted to, or scale out of your position here again, depending on your objective. Okay, so just watch your higher time frames. You're committed above here on the hourly. Let's follow through and see what happens. Price is now breaking down. I'd like to see this hold as support. Still breaking lower. Okay, you can see this area here, resistance, currently holding a support. Okay, so we just popped this high here. What I want to do now is just move the stop right below this level here, 98. Let's go to 98.11. Okay, and we're just going to just lock in a bit of profit along the way. Price comes back on us now. You know, we still have, we've cleared this on the hourly chart. This area is looking for support, so we could very well take a nice move to the upside. Now, what I'd be looking at in terms of targets is if we draw fibs from this swing down and we just compress this chart, have a look for key levels that we could look for. Now this, you see this 38 area here, we've got a very nice area of support in here, becoming resistance, becoming support in here, becoming support, and it lines up very nicely with the last swing down, the 38 retracement. Okay, so that is a nice confidence. Remember, we're using confidence to go or to enter the trade. In this term, in this case, we've used confidence to buy. I want to use confidence to go short or to take profits. Okay, so that's essentially what we're doing. So just go back to the hourly. So around 99.40 area, 941.40 area. Let's just mark this off here. This is the level we're interested in there. Okay, so let's see if we can get a little pop up and we'll follow price up with us. Okay, breaking down here. Let's see, we need to see price continue up. We're currently 24 pips up. You can see this here. 26 pips up. Price is going nicely. I'm going to reduce or move the stop up again. I'm not going to get it right back here. This level here is about 99.15. Okay, so just bring this right up. 99.15. Currently 26 pips up. 28 pips up. It's going nicely here. Nice bullish looking candle here, and let's have a look at that hourly. So we're moving nicely towards our profit objective. Another 16 pips to go, and we've obviously locked in some profits. Now, as I said before, different ways of going about this, but at least we've got some profits in the trade. Okay, so we just got spiked out. This is definitely a news announcement. I'm not sure what the number is. Obviously, doing this after the fact, you would have this. Information while you're trading, and here again you may have taken profits completely off the table in terms of the news coming out. We're 28 pips up. We've currently been taken out. We just go to our account. We've made 18 pips on the trade. Okay, and let's just follow this along quickly on the hourly chart and see what happens, just to see where we are. You can see how we take another big leg to the downside. Okay, so news comes out and obviously broken heavily to the downside. So nice little trade there. We take 18 pips out. Unfortunately, the target wasn't hit, which is up at that 99.41. So that's a head and shoulders sim trade on the dollar CAD.